first thing that comes to my mind when someone says Halloween is witches. For those of you who like Halloween know exactly what I am referring to. Hetty Green was, and to this day, the Witch of Wall Street that probably none of you have heard of. As Halloween being one of my favorite holidays, Hetty Green made my love of Halloween grow. I will give you some background about Hetty's early life, background of her later life, and why she was and still is important to this day. Let's first explore the background of Hetty's early life. So this is a picture of Hetty with money around her because she was so rich. Hetty's life began when she was born. She was born on November 21st, 1834, and died on July 3rd, 1916. Her real name is Henrietta Holland Robinson. Her family members were Quakers who owned a large whaling fleet and also profited from the China trade. When she was 2 years old, she was sent to live with her grandfather. She was very close to her father since her mother fell ill. When she turned 10, she entered Eliza Wing's boarding school in Sandwich, Massachusetts. At the age of 13, she became the family bookkeeper. When she was 15, she enrolled in 2 summer sessions at the Friends Academy. She also attended Anna Cabot Lowell's finishing school and appeared as a New Bedford debutante in 1854 before moving to New York to live with a cousin of her mother's. Now that you know more about Hetty's early life, let's examine her later life. Hetty's later years began when she met and got married to her husband. At the age of 33, Hetty married Edward Henry Green, a member of a wealthy Vermont family. They moved to his home in Manhattan. When Hetty's cousins tried to have her indicted forgery, the couple moved to London, where they lived in the Langham Hotel. Their son Ned, on the left, was born on August 23rd, 1868, and their daughter Sylvia was born on January 7th, 1871. She was an American businesswoman and financier. Green did much of her work seaboard and at the National Bank in New York, surrounded by trunks and suitcases full of her papers because she did not want to pay rent for her own office. She was alive during the Gilded Age, and she was known as the richest woman in America. Hetty got the nickname Witch of Wall Street because her bookkeeping on Wall Street and people thought she was doing her job so well they called her a witch. It was said in the New York Times that it was the fact that Mrs. Green was a woman that made her career the subject of endless curiosity. Now that you know the background of Hetty's later years, I'll tell you why she was and is still important to this day. Hetty was and is a very important person. Hetty did many jobs for many people. Her main job was bookkeeping for her father and many others. On June 8, 2009, a Women of Wall Street exhibit opened honoring 5 women who impacted the world of finance. The exhibit highlighted personal characteristics that enabled each woman to succeed in a time when finance was most exclusively dominated by men. Most importantly, Hetty was America's first female tycoon. She obtained notoriety as the Witch of Wall Street in control of hundreds of millions invested in mines and mortgages, government and corporate bonds, railroads, and real estate. Green's thriftiness was legendary, and her business acumen and sharp practices were and are legendary. Now you know why Hetty was and is so important to this day. Even if Halloween is not one of your favorite holidays, hopefully you can understand why Hetty was named the Witch of Wall Street. Now you know the background of Hetty Green's early and later life, and which led to her becoming a very important person. From the words of Hetty herself, a good businesswoman is often sharper than a good businessman.